Many people talk about Sigma males, but not many truly understand what the term means. Over time, the idea has spread through social media, dating discussions, motivational content, and countless personality videos. With how often the concept is used, it has also become one of the most misunderstood personality labels online. People repeat things they heard somewhere else without checking if those ideas are correct. As a result, the image of a Sigma male has become mixed with myths, exaggerations, and assumptions that have nothing to do with the original meaning. This video clears up the most common mistakes people make when they talk about Sigma males. Before diving into those mistakes, it is helpful to give a simple and balanced explanation of what the Sigma male actually represents. A Sigma male is described as a man who operates outside of traditional social hierarchies. He does not seek dominance like an alpha, and he does not follow others like a beta. Instead, he prefers independence, personal direction, and a lifestyle that does not depend heavily on social approval. This description comes from internet culture, not from psychology, and that already creates space for misunderstandings. Many people take the Sigma label as literal truth, while others treat it like a joke. Somewhere in between those extremes is where the real meaning sits. The misunderstandings often appear because people try to fit the Sigma male into the same categories used to describe more traditional personalities. They assume he wants what the alpha wants, or that he avoids what the beta avoids. They read too much into his quiet nature or his independence. They treat his actions as signs of superiority when, in reality, they are simply signs of personal preference. People also assume Sigmas behave the same in every situation, which is not true. Like anyone else, they grow, change, and adapt over time. Another reason these misunderstandings happen is because the Sigma archetype is not a scientific idea. It grew out of online discussions and cultural observations, not research. That means people feel free to define it however they want, and many versions do not match. Some versions make Sigma males look like silent rebels. Others describe them as highly intelligent loners. Others turn them into romantic ideals or distant, mysterious heroes. These portrayals are dramatic, but they do not always reflect real human behavior. This video focuses on 6 major things people get wrong about Sigma males. These misunderstandings shape how people view independence, confidence, and personal space. By clearing up these mistakes, you get a better picture of what the Sigma label actually means, what it does not mean, and how you can use this understanding to view yourself or others more clearly. With that in mind, let's go to the first major misunderstanding. Thing number 1. Believing Sigma males are just quiet alphas. One of the most common mistakes people make is assuming that a Sigma male is simply an alpha male who talks less. Because the Sigma and the alpha share traits like confidence and independence, some people think the only difference is the Sigma's quieter personality. But the two archetypes are driven by completely different motivations, and their behavior reflects that. The alpha male seeks a position of influence within a social group. He wants to lead, guide, and protect the people around him, and he gains energy from being at the center of social activity. The Sigma male does not aim for any position within a hierarchy. He moves independently and does not feel the need to be in charge or to be recognized as strong. This misunderstanding happens because people often judge personality by how loud or quiet someone is. They see a calm, introverted man and assume he is a quiet version of a stronger, louder type. But volume and dominance are not the same thing. A Sigma does not lead from the front the way an Alpha does. He leads from a distance, or sometimes he does not lead at all. He is comfortable taking action on his own without guiding anyone else. The Alpha directs people. The Sigma directs himself. Another important difference is how each type handles social structure. The Alpha works inside the hierarchy. He cares about respect, influence, and position. He wants to bring order and control to a group. The Sigma steps away from the hierarchy entirely. He does not measure his actions by social rank. He does not see the need to climb to the top or avoid the bottom. He simply exists outside the ladder. This is not because he dislikes leadership, but because he does not see his identity tied to any role on that ladder. People also get this wrong because they confuse confidence with dominance. The Alpha shows confidence publicly through charisma and command. The Sigma shows confidence privately through independence and calm decision-making. The Alpha expresses strength outwardly. The Sigma expresses strength inwardly. Both are confident, but the roots of that confidence are different. Another key point is that Sigmas do not avoid attention because they fear it. They avoid it because they do not need it. The Alpha enjoys attention because it confirms his place in the social order. The Sigma sees attention as optional and sometimes distracting. If recognition comes to him, he accepts it calmly. If it does not, he continues unaffected. This attitude separates him clearly from the Alpha type. This misunderstanding also leads to the myth that Sigmas would become Alphas if they talked more or acted louder. But becoming louder would change the Sigma's nature entirely. His strength comes from independence, strategy, and quiet focus, not from social visibility. A Sigma male is not an Alpha waiting to appear. He is something different, and confusing the two makes people miss what the Sigma mindset truly represents. Understanding this first mistake helps clear up the entire concept. Now let's move to the second misunderstanding, which has to do with how Sigma males interact with people. Thing number 2, assuming Sigma males hate people or are antisocial. Another major mistake people make is assuming Sigma males dislike people. Many view their preference for solitude as a sign of emotional distance or social discomfort. This assumption is not correct. A Sigma male does not avoid people because he hates them. He avoids unnecessary interaction because he values personal space, mental clarity, and selective connection. There is a large difference between being antisocial and being independent, and many people confuse the two. A Sigma male can socialize comfortably when he chooses to. He can have deep conversations, maintain strong friendships, and build meaningful relationships. The difference is that he does not seek constant interaction. He does not fill his schedule with social events just because other people expect it. He chooses his social moments with intention instead of routine. This selective behavior often makes people misread him, especially those who see constant interaction as a requirement for normal behavior. People often assume he dislikes others because he prefers small groups or one-on-one interactions. But this preference comes from a desire for quality, not avoidance. Many Sigma males enjoy talking to people, but they want those conversations to be real and meaningful. They do not want noise, gossip, or surface-level interaction. They value depth over volume. This leads them to appear distant to those who expect enthusiastic or frequent social contact. This misunderstanding also appears in workplaces and group settings. When a Sigma male stays quiet during meetings, some assume he is shy, uninterested, or unfriendly. In reality, he is observing and processing. He speaks when he has something valuable to add, not to fill empty space. He listens closely and forms opinions before sharing them. He respects communication enough to make it thoughtful rather than constant. Another reason people misinterpret Sigmas as antisocial is because they do not chase social approval. They do not change their behavior to please others, and they do not adjust their interests to match the group. To someone who depends on social harmony, this can look like resistance or rejection. But the Sigma does not reject people. He simply refuses to shape his identity around them. It is also important to note that Sigma males can be warm, caring, and emotionally intelligent. They just express these qualities quietly. They show loyalty through action rather than through performance. They show affection through consistency rather than through dramatic gestures. They value trust and honesty, but they do not show these qualities loudly. This subtle behavior is easy to misunderstand, especially for people who expect emotional expression to be big and visible. The idea that Sigma males dislike people is simply false. They appreciate people, but they treasure their personal space even more. Their independence is not a wall, it is a filter. And that filter allows them to form deeper, more authentic connections. With that cleared up, we can move next time to the third major misunderstanding. Thing number 3, thinking Sigma males always reject leadership or ambition. A common misunderstanding is the belief that Sigma males avoid leadership or ambition. Many people think a Sigma male is someone who refuses responsibility, avoids success, or stays in the background because he has no interest in achieving anything meaningful. This idea exists because the Sigma male does not chase leadership the same way an alpha might. But not chasing something does not mean rejecting it. A Sigma male can be ambitious, strategic, and capable of strong leadership. He simply expresses those qualities differently. The Sigma male does not aim for leadership positions because he wants to be admired or hold authority. Instead, he steps into leadership only when it fits his goals or when he feels he can make a situation run better. He does not want control for its own sake. He wants to maintain independence, and leadership sometimes threatens that independence by adding extra obligations. This is why he chooses leadership only on his own terms. When he accepts responsibility, it is because he sees value in it, not because he wants status. People often mistake this selective approach for a lack of ambition. But ambition for a Sigma looks like personal growth, self-mastery, and private achievement. He wants to improve his life, but he does not need everyone to see it. He may work quietly, plan his goals privately, and avoid public displays of effort. Many Sigma males build successful careers, master skills, or create their own paths without announcing their journey. Their ambition exists, but it exists inwardly. They do not measure success by applause. This misunderstanding grows stronger in group settings. When a Sigma chooses not to take charge in a group project, people assume he avoids responsibility. They do not see that he prefers independence over control. He is fully capable of leading, but he only does it if it serves a purpose. When he does lead, he leads through action, clarity, and strategy, rather than through loud commands. People follow him because they trust his consistency, not because he demands authority. Another important point is how a Sigma male views achievement. He does not care about climbing a social ladder or proving himself superior. He focuses on goals that genuinely matter to him, even if others do not see the value. He may choose a career path that is less traditional because it offers freedom. He may reject promotions if they come with restrictions that limit his personal life. People who value traditional success may not understand these choices, and they may confuse them with a lack of drive. But for a Sigma, control over his direction is more important than public recognition. This misunderstanding also appears in personal relationships. Some assume a Sigma male avoids leadership in his personal life, but this is not true. He often takes the lead in his own quiet way. He creates stability through calm decision-making. He offers direction when needed, but he does not dominate. He supports others without taking control of their choices. His leadership is balanced, steady, and thoughtful. It is not about power, it is about responsibility. Many people also think Sigma males refuse teamwork, but that is not accurate. They can work well in teams when the environment is efficient and respectful. What they avoid is unnecessary group involvement, meaningless tasks, or leadership structures that limit their thinking. They prefer environments where each person can contribute freely without being controlled by strict hierarchy. When a Sigma male finds such an environment, he can become a strong and dependable contributor. This misunderstanding comes from the assumption that ambition must be loud and visible. But ambition can be quiet. Leadership can be subtle. Confidence can be calm. A Sigma male represents these quieter versions of strength. He does not reject leadership. He redefines it. He does not reject ambition. He expresses it privately. Understanding this helps separate the myths from the truth and gives a clearer picture of how Sigma males actually navigate their goals. Thing number 4. Believing Sigma males don't care about relationships or emotions. Many people assume Sigma males are emotionally distant or uninterested in relationships. This idea appears because Sigma males value independence and privacy. But valuing independence does not mean lacking emotion. Sigma males do feel deeply, and they care strongly about the people they let into their lives. They simply express their feelings differently from those who rely heavily on social interaction or constant emotional display. A Sigma male does not build large circles of friends, but he creates powerful connections with the few people he trusts. He prefers quality over quantity. He invests his time and energy in people who match his values, who respect boundaries, and who understand that he needs both connection and space. This selective approach can make it seem like he avoids relationships altogether, but in reality, he chooses relationships that feel genuine instead of relationships based on convenience or pressure. People also misunderstand the Sigma male's emotional style because he does not show his feelings openly. While some express emotions through loud reactions or dramatic gestures, the Sigma expresses emotion through calm behavior. He shows care through consistency. He shows love through loyalty. He shows support by being present when it matters, not by saying something in every moment. This quieter expression can be misread as lack of emotion, especially by people who expect constant affirmation. Another point of confusion is the Sigma male's need for personal space. When he steps back to think, some assume he is detaching emotionally. But stepping back is how he processes feelings. He prefers to reflect privately before talking about something important. This reflection time allows him to stay balanced and avoid reacting impulsively. It gives him clarity and prevents misunderstandings. People who do not understand this process may think he is ignoring them, but he is actually making sure he responds thoughtfully. Sigma males also take commitment seriously. They do not enter relationships easily. They look for stability, honesty, and compatibility before opening up. This can make them seem uninterested, but they simply want authenticity. When they do commit to someone, they are loyal, reliable, and devoted. They value emotional safety, not emotional games. They do not rush into relationships because they understand the long-term impact of choosing the wrong partner. Another misunderstanding comes from how Sigma males handle conflict. They avoid unnecessary arguments because they prefer peace. Some people mistake this for emotional coldness. But avoiding conflict does not mean avoiding emotion. It often means the Sigma male does not want to damage the relationship with anger or misunderstandings. He wants to solve problems quietly, logically, and respectfully. This approach may feel unfamiliar to people who use conflict as a way to connect or express passion. A Sigma male is also more emotionally aware than people realize. His independence gives him time to understand himself, reflect on his feelings, and identify what truly matters. This emotional awareness makes him steady during stressful situations and supportive when someone else is in need. He may not express his caring loudly, but he expresses it in a way that is reliable and sincere. The idea that Sigma males do not care about relationships or emotions is one of the most inaccurate myths. They care deeply, but they care differently. Once you understand their emotional style, it becomes clear that their quiet nature does not reflect a lack of feeling. It reflects depth, caution, and respect for meaningful connection. Thing number 5. Assuming Sigma male traits are better or superior. Another common misunderstanding is the belief that Sigma male traits are superior to other personality traits. Many online discussions describe the Sigma male as the strongest or rarest type, placing him above alpha, beta, or any other label. This belief turns the Sigma identity into a form of ego boost or status symbol. But the truth is that the Sigma male is not better. He is different. No personality type is superior, and treating Sigma traits as the highest form of masculinity is inaccurate and limiting. This misunderstanding happens because many viral videos and posts exaggerate the Sigma image. They describe the Sigma as mysterious, untouchable, powerful, and almost perfect. These portrayals turn a personality style into a fantasy. People begin to believe the Sigma male is the ideal model for men. But real human personalities are more complex. Every trait has strengths and weaknesses. Independence can be a strength, but too much independence can isolate someone. Quiet confidence is useful, but it can also lead to misunderstandings. No trait works in every situation. By placing Sigma males on a pedestal, people ignore the value of other personality types. Alphas can be inspiring leaders. Betas can be dependable team players. Introverts and extroverts each bring unique strengths. Human behavior is diverse, and each style serves a purpose. Claiming that the Sigma male is superior creates pressure for people to fit into a box that may not match their nature. People often believe Sigma traits are better because they appear strong and self-sufficient. But strength does not come from fitting a label. It comes from understanding your own personality and using it well. A man who tries to act like a Sigma when he is naturally social may end up lonely or confused. A man who tries to avoid leadership because he wants the Sigma identity may miss out on opportunities that suit him. Trying to force a personality type can hold someone back. Another reason this misunderstanding spreads is because the Sigma lifestyle looks appealing in theory. It promises independence, mystery, and freedom. But living this lifestyle takes discipline, self-awareness, and emotional control. It is not an easy path, and it is not the right path for everyone. Some people thrive with constant social interaction. Others thrive with structure. Others thrive with collaboration. No path is superior, they are simply different. This misunderstanding can also cause problems in relationships. Someone who believes Sigma males are superior may treat independence as a weapon instead of a personal preference. They may avoid vulnerability because they think it makes them weak. But emotional connection is not weakness. It is part of a balanced life. A Sigma male can be independent and still emotionally open. True strength comes from balance, not from strict isolation or superiority. Viewing Sigma male traits as better also prevents people from understanding the actual meaning behind the label. The Sigma male identity is about personal freedom and self-direction, not about being above others. It is about moving outside of hierarchy, not sitting at the top of it. When people treat the Sigma as a superior type, they misunderstand the entire purpose of the role. Understanding that Sigma traits are simply one style among many helps people appreciate their own strengths rather than chasing a label. No one needs to be a Sigma male to be strong or confident. What matters is understanding who you are and building a life that matches your nature. Thing number 6. Thinking the Sigma male label is scientifically backed. Many people believe the Sigma male label comes from psychology or scientific research. This is one of the most widespread misunderstandings. The Sigma male archetype did not come from studies, personality testing, or academic theory. It grew out of online discussions, social observation, and cultural ideas about independence. There is nothing wrong with using the label to describe patterns of behavior, but it is important to understand that it is not a scientific term. This misunderstanding happens because the Sigma label is often presented in a serious, factual way. Videos and posts talk about it as if it is part of an official classification system. Because people hear terms like alpha, beta, and sigma repeatedly, they assume these roles must come from some kind of research. But they do not. They come from internet culture, storytelling, and the human tendency to create categories. These categories help people discuss behavior, but they are not exact or proven. When people treat the Sigma label as scientific, they start viewing it as a fixed identity. They believe a Sigma male must behave a certain way in every situation, or that people who do not match the description perfectly cannot be Sigma at all. This thinking limits self-understanding. Human personality is flexible. People change over time. They act differently in different environments. No scientific model would ever lock someone into a rigid box based on a few behaviors. Another problem with treating the Sigma label as scientific is that it causes people to compare themselves in unhealthy ways. Some think they must behave like a Sigma to be attractive, strong, or admirable. Others feel insecure if they do not match the traits. These pressures are unnecessary because the Sigma idea was never meant to be a measurement of worth. It was meant to describe a certain pattern of independence and self-direction that some people relate to. People also misunderstand the label because they want simple explanations for complex behavior. It is easier to say someone is a Sigma male than to explore the deeper reasons behind their choices. Labels feel quick and clear, but they cannot capture everything that shapes a person. Upbringing, experience, mindset, environment, and personal values all influence who someone becomes. A single label cannot explain all of that. Even though the Sigma male idea is not scientific, it still has value when used wisely. It can help people understand certain tendencies, such as independence, quiet confidence, or preference for solitude. It can help people describe how they move through social situations, but it should be used as a tool, not as a rule. When people treat it as a strict identity, they misunderstand what it was meant to represent. Understanding this final misunderstanding helps you see the bigger picture. The Sigma male label is simply a way to describe a certain style of living, not a scientific category. With this in mind, we can close the video by tying everything together. There are many ideas floating around about Sigma males, and not all of them are accurate. The misunderstandings come from dramatic portrayals, online exaggerations, and the desire to put people into simple categories. But real personality does not fit into a perfect box. By looking at these common mistakes, you get a clearer and more balanced understanding of what the Sigma male identity actually represents.